Imagine a serene morning shattered by the thunderous roar of over 60 artillery rounds. This was the harsh reality faced by the inhabitants of South Korea's Yeonpyeong Island when North Korea unleashed an unexpected artillery barrage. It was an ordinary day. Much like any other, the sun was rising, casting an orange hue over the tranquil waters surrounding Yeonpyeong Island. People were going about their daily routines, blissfully unaware of the chaos that was about to unfold. Without any warning, the calm was broken. The deafening noise of artillery fire echoed across the island as North Korea fired over 60 rounds. The suddenness of the attack took everyone by surprise, leaving them in a state of shock and disbelief. This was not a drill or a routine military exercise. This was a deliberate act of aggression, a stark reminder of the volatile situation on the Korean peninsula. The island's peaceful morning routine was instantly replaced by the fear and uncertainty of a sudden military attack. South Korea's response was immediate. The South Korean military, always on high alert due to the tense relations with their northern neighbor, sprang into action. Their priority was to ensure the safety of the island's residents and to prepare for any potential escalation. This incident served as a chilling reminder of the fragility of peace in the region. It underscored the grim reality that, despite ongoing diplomatic efforts, the threat of conflict remains ever present. It was a wake-up call to the international community, highlighting the urgent need for a resolution to the long-standing tensions on the Korean peninsula. The tranquil morning had turned into a cacophony of war. Artillery, a weapon of war that has changed the course of history. From the catapults of the ancient world to the high-tech artillery systems of today, this powerful weapon has been a game-changer on the battlefield. Let's take a moment to understand its workings. Essentially, artillery is a large-caliber gun system designed to launch projectiles far beyond the reach and power of infantry's small arms. An artillery piece, whether it be a cannon, mortar, howitzer, or rocket launcher, uses a high-explosive shell or projectile that can be directed against enemy forces, fortifications, or positions. Throughout history, artillery has been used to devastating effect. In World War I, for instance, artillery barrages would often precede infantry advances, softening up enemy defenses and causing chaos in the ranks. Artillery has been the king of the battlefield, often deciding the outcome of battles and wars. Now, let's consider the types of artillery North Korea might have used in this incident. It's likely they employed something like the Koksan, a long-range artillery piece capable of firing a shell over 30 kilometers. Or perhaps it was the M1978 Koksan, a self-propelled gun known for its range and destructive power. Whichever the type, the potential damage these artillery rounds could cause is significant. Depending on the payload, a single artillery shell can cause destruction over a wide area, damaging buildings, infrastructure, and tragically, causing loss of life. Even if the physical damage is limited, the psychological impact can be substantial. The sudden, unexpected nature of an artillery barrage can sow fear and confusion, making it an effective tool of psychological warfare. In the hands of a hostile power, artillery can become a tool of intimidation and destruction. As we've seen in this incident, a sudden artillery barrage can quickly escalate tensions and lead to a potential crisis. Understanding the power and potential of artillery gives us a deeper insight into the seriousness of this event. Yeonpyeong Island, a paradise in the Yellow Sea, unaware of the impending chaos. Yeonpyeong Island, a tranquil haven nestled in the Yellow Sea, is a place that celebrates the harmony of nature and mankind. This picturesque island with its sandy beaches and lush green forests is home to a small community of inhabitants who cherish the simplicity and peace of island life. However, Yeonpyeong is not just any island. It holds a strategic position, sitting just below the northern limit line, a maritime boundary disputed by North and South Korea. This proximity to North Korea, combined with its strategic location, makes Yeonpyeong a potential target in the event of an escalation in hostilities. And so it was that this paradise found itself in the crosshairs. Imagine the terror as the once quiet skies were filled with the whistling of over 60 artillery rounds, each a messenger of destruction. The island's tranquility was shattered, replaced by the deafening sounds of explosion and the bitter stench of gunpowder. The potential impact of this artillery barrage on Yeonpyeong and its inhabitants is immense. The physical destruction is obvious. Buildings reduced to rubble, landscapes scarred by craters. But beyond that, there is the psychological toll. The inhabitants, once living carefree lives, now find themselves on the front lines of a conflict they didn't ask for. Their island paradise, once a symbol of peace and tranquility, is now a symbol of conflict and uncertainty. The question that arises is, why was Yeonpyeong targeted? Was it a display of military might by North Korea, a warning to South Korea, or a test of the international community's resolve? The answers to these questions may never be fully known. What is certain, though, is that Yeonpyeong, once a peaceful retreat, found itself under the shadow of conflict. Yeonpyeong Island, once a peaceful retreat, was now under the shadow of conflict. In the face of unprovoked aggression, a nation must stand its ground. And stand its ground, South Korea did, when over 60 artillery rounds rained down near Yeonpyeong Island, a burst of violence that sent shockwaves through the region. The South's response was swift and decisive, a testament to its resolve and preparedness. The immediate priority was the protection of Yeonpyeong Island and its people. Emergency services were promptly mobilized, with evacuation procedures set into motion to ensure the safety of the island's inhabitants. Shelters were utilized and emergency medical assistance provided, demonstrating South Korea's commitment to its citizens' welfare in such harrowing circumstances. Simultaneously, the South Korean military jumped into action. Guided by a policy of measured response, they retaliated with a calculated artillery strike, returning fire and demonstrating that they would not be pushed around. It was a clear message that South Korea was prepared to defend its territory and its people. Yet beyond the immediate military response, South Korea also took to the diplomatic stage. The government swiftly lodged a protest with North Korea via the Inter-Korean Military Communication Line, condemning the unprovoked attack. In addition, South Korea reached out to its allies and the international community, briefing them on the situation and seeking their support in de-escalating the tensions. Throughout this ordeal, South Korea remained steadfast, balancing the need for a strong defensive posture with the pursuit of diplomatic resolutions. It was a delicate tightrope walk between demonstrating military resolve and seeking peace through dialogue. But South Korea managed this with aplomb, proving that it was capable of standing its ground while also striving for peace. South Korea had shown its resolve, refusing to be cowed by the artillery barrage. It stood firm in the face of hostility, demonstrating not just its military might but also its commitment to its people and its pursuit of diplomatic resolutions. As the smoke clears, the ramifications of the artillery barrage begin to take shape. The aftermath of such an incident is never without its scars, both physical and psychological. Buildings reduced to rubble, landscapes marred by the marks of war, and the lives of innocent civilians disrupted in the blink of an eye. Casualties, while not always inevitable, are a stark reminder of the human cost of such skirmishes. The damage, both material and immaterial, paints a grim picture of the realities of conflict. Beyond the immediate effects, this incident casts a long shadow over the relationship between North and South Korea. A fragile peace, already teetering on the edge, is further strained. The international community watches with bated breath as the dynamics on the Korean peninsula shift, potentially impacting the global political landscape. As we reflect on the events on Yeonpyeong Island, we're reminded of the delicate balance that keeps our world from tipping into chaos. The echoes of the artillery barrage continue to reverberate, shaping the future of the Korean peninsula.